Lindsay, and today I'm going to show you how to disassemble a Winchester 1897 takedown variant for basic cleaning. To begin, you're going to make sure your bolt's forward, your hammer's down, and then going to the very end of the magazine tube, you're going to find this pin. This is your takedown pin. You're going to push it, and you're going to rotate it clockwise, and you're going to pull up. And at the same time, you can pull up on the pump. And what you're now going to do is you're going to rotate the entire forward assembly with the barrel, and magazine tube, and the pump all being pushed out. And you're going to rotate it 90 degrees, and you're going to separate it. You now have your two halves. For general cleaning, this is about as far as you'll have to go. You don't really have to remove the bolt or any of that most of the time. And now you have full access to your barrel, and you're able to clean everything. However, I'm also going to show how to remove your bolt, and I'm going to show how to get into the magazine tube in case you need to clean your follower or your spring. I'm going to start off by showing you how to disassemble the magazine tube. You're going to be removing two screws, and you're going to be removing the takedown pin. In order to remove the takedown pin, all you have to do is depress a leaf spring. So you're going to be depressing this leaf spring right here, and then pulling it up and out, and then there are going to be two screws, one on each side of the end cap. Now that the end cap is off, you can remove the spring, and the follower is still inside, so I'm just going to tip it. And that's it. So now you can clean your magazine tube, clean off your spring, and any other parts you need. In this portion, I'm going to show you how to remove the bolt. You will be removing 3 screws and 1 pin. So you will need fitted flathead screwdrivers, a small punch, and you're going to need a small hammer. I'm going to start on the right side of the receiver with this screw right here, right next to the trigger pin. The next screw will be up on top on the left-hand side by the hammer. Once done with that, we'll be removing this pin right here. So you're going to get your punch and hammer. Remember that when you put this back in, the notch is on the left-hand side of the receiver. So now to remove the lower half of the bolt, I think it's called the lifter, I don't care. Anyway, you're going to cock the gun, you're going to take your thumb, you're going to push against this little side plate, and you're just going to pull this whole assembly right out, right there. So now to remove the bolt, I'm going to remove this screw right here. So now that screw's out, this bolt will just come right out the back of the receiver. Just like that. And there's a little hook in here, shaped like a J. And you're able to take that out too. And when this goes back in, remember that the claw goes down. This is about as far as I go for a general cleaning. So now I'm going to begin reassembly, starting with the receiver, followed by the magazine tube, followed by the reattachment to the barrel to the receiver. First I'm going to take my little J, and I'm going to put it in this little side slot. Alright, so I'm going to take the J, and I'm going to bring its very front end as low as it can go, so that way the bolt can go over it. I'm going to take my bolt, I'm going to insert it, and then there's a little tiny notch which is perfectly sized for the front end of this, and you're just going to slide it in on the left side of the bolt. You'll see it. It's hard to get on camera. I've tried for a bit, given up. Anyway, whenever you get the little tiny bit back in, so that way it lines up with this threaded hole, you'll be able to put it in your screw. So you take your screw and you just put it back. Next, you're going to take your hammer assembly and follower, and you're just going to go in from the rear, angling it, and you just angle it up, push it in, and now you'll be able to put in your pin. You're going to insert it so the notch is to the left-hand side of the weapon. And I'm going to insert this top screw because that's what actually goes into the notch to lock it in place. And that is the long, very small screw. Now I'm going to insert this screw down here. Now your receiver section should be complete, so I'm going to begin on the magazine tube. So now we're going to work on the magazine tube. So you're going to insert the follower, cup side will be receiving spring, so you want to make sure that you're going to see it smooth side first. Then you're going to insert your spring. You're going to take your end cap and your end piece, and you're just going to slide it in. And you're going to line up the end cap with its screw holes. Now you're going to insert your screws. Once you have it in place, screw on this side. And the takedown pin. So you're going to insert it this wedge side first, and should be going in on the bottom. And you're just going to depress it with your finger and push in. So now our takedown pin is in. So I'm going to leave it sticking out so we can reattach it. Okay, so now you take your two halves, make sure you have your magazine tube and your pump to the front, just like before, and you're going to insert it with the magazine tube. The magazine tube is going to be pointing to the 9 o'clock position on the receiver, if it is a clock. And you're just going to rotate it downwards. And now you're going to push down on your magazine tube and you're going to rotate it into place and push your takedown pin, and now your weapon's good to go.